Thank you, Governor Perry. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike Snyder. I'm from Vote to Reduce Debt. I'm also from Fort Worth, Texas, so I'm continuing the Texas portion of our program here. In actuality, I am a recovering journalist. After 30 years at NBC News in Dallas, Texas, I'm not there anymore. I've been gone for 4 years. Thank you. Our mission at Vote to Reduce Debt is exactly as our name implies. We are dedicated to electing a real conservative majority to the U.S. Senate that will pledge to vote to reduce the federal debt. Now, let me talk to you about some numbers for just a minute. You've heard some of these numbers today. 17.6 trillion. That is the size of the U.S. federal debt at this moment and rising. Let me give you another number, 2.24 billion. That is the amount of money that is added to the federal debt every day we draw a breath in this country. I'm glad you're sitting down for this next number. 23 trillion. That is the amount that the OMB projects the federal debt will reach when Barack Hussein Obama leaves office 2 years from now. The final number, 77. Actually, 77%. That is the number, according to the latest polls, of Americans who think that this country is headed in the wrong direction. You've heard this citation earlier today, Proverbs 22:7. The debtor is the slave of the lender. And friends, we are enslaving our children and our grandchildren with Congress and the President spending money we don't have. Bob Vander Plaats has observed that the federal debt is a moral issue. It is as much a threat to our financial viability in this country, as much a threat to our national defense as we faced in World War II. China holds the largest share of the U.S. debt of any foreign country. Now, if they stopped buying our Treasury notes, even if they started selling a few of them, it could tank our Treasury bonds. Rates would go up. The expansion of our economy, if you want to call it that, would slow even further. But even more heinous, the huge China position in our Treasury leaves us vulnerable, financially and defense-wise, to the decisions of another foreign country. In World War II, millions of Americans stood in the gap. They put their lives on the line to defend our way of life. The question for you today is, who is going to stand in the gap now to stop this federal debt in its tracks? If not us, friends, who? If not now, when? This may be our best and last chance to re-seize control of the U.S. Senate before we are shoved into the financial debt that we can no longer climb out of. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of electing people who will say just about anything to be elected. And then when they get there to Washington, do anything they jolly well please and then spend us into financial oblivion. 2 years ago, the voters of Texas were sick and tired too. They were sick and tired of being lied to. And they elected a man to the U.S. Senate who they believed would do exactly what he promised on the campaign trail in Texas. And they have not been disappointed. Doing the right thing is not always popular. It is often painful. And this U.S. Senator is not afraid to stand firm on his values and his promises to do the right things and yank the weeds out right by their roots. My friends, it is called leading by example. Billy Graham once said, "Courage is contagious. When a brave man takes a stand, the spines of others are often stiffened." Leading by example. And I think this man that I'm about to introduce to you embodies that courage that the Reverend Billy Graham spoke about. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this stage Texas U.S. Senator Ted Cruz.